Aloha, y'all. It is Monday, ruled by the moon. Today is the 26th of October. October's just flipping, right? We're almost out of it. Today is a root chakra day, so if you're going to be doing chakra chants, chakra tuning, chakra work, be working on your root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. Do the mantras, do the mudras, which are your hand positions. Focus on the color and the color and the shape is a Foo Fighters album, just came to mind, but it's actually a good album. Be doing the work and you will see results. So root chakra day, Muladhara chakra. Today is blue electric monkey guided by vision, according to Mind Dream Spells. So let's go ahead. It's a Monday, moon day. Let's see what's going on in the cards. The sun. Oh, where's my phone? I was going to say. Sun is in Scorpio, and the moon, the sun has gone down, and the moon has come up. Long ago, somebody left with that cup, but he's driving and striving, hugging the turn. Stuck in my head. Today, sorry, I don't know why I don't know this. I should just know it off the top of my head. Sun in Scorpio, moon in Pisces. So very watery, very emotional, very kind of weird energy, possibly. Mercury's retro in Scorpio, Venus is in Virgo, and Mars is in Aries in retro. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. Sun in Scorpio, moon in Pisces day, moon day. Already mystical, magical, watery kind of energy as such. What up, Teresa? So, what wants to pop? We've got the Queen of Cups. Like I said, it's a very watery day. Not surprised that this popped, actually. But this is about sensuality, femininity, creativity, the power in a very queen, boss-ass way, very emotional, psychic. So, Queen of Cups is as follows on this moon day. Very appropriate. Watery part of water. So this is the emotional, psychic part of the creative, sexual spirit, the feminine spirit. This is opening to sensuality, seeker of desires and potent pleasures, rich empathy, creativity, and understanding. The Queen of Cups, I'm a conduit for powerful love. Sensual, dynamic healer, intuitive, sexual, and otherworldly, the Queen of Cups demonstrates your gift of emotional intelligence, a rich empathy, creativity, and understanding. Creating this card was a truly joyful experience. This archetype resounded so richly in my mind, symbolizing the possibility of life brimming with magical energy. We have simply forgotten how to see and experience it. I wanted to bring out the animistic nature of the Queen card. Animism comes from the Latin word anima, or breath, spirit, soul. That's the word definition for anima. This belief system holds that objects, places, and creatures possess a distinct spiritual essence. Even words can be infused with spirit. We see the old broken television in the card releasing a spirit into the waiting cup. As an ibis woman reaches for its in reverence. This refers to the Egyptian belief where birds had a special magical power, flight, the possible source of our image of winged spirits and angels. The entire environment of this card is vibrantly alive and interactive. Sticks become tiny Alberto Giacometti beings, busying themselves around the queen. An idea replicated in children's stories such as Pinocchio, where the wooden puppet eventually turns into a fully fledged human boy. Again and again we see life, consciousness, emanating from mere wood or metal, little glass girls in the fairy tales, toys coming to life when adults leave the room. In this context, we can fully accept the life in normally inanimate objects. Yet we forget that the chair we sit on is made from the same energy as us. All life springs from the same source and is animated by the same energy. Animism is a theme which draws me throughout this tarot deck. The idea of ordinary things becoming conduits of the miraculous plays out strongly in this card, the extraordinary in the ordinary. We are all, in fact, miraculous forms of technology, spirit technology, in fact. The fact that as yet science still has no idea of why we possess consciousness tells us that life is so much more mysterious than we could possibly imagine. To connect with the wonder of your own existence is the path back home. The Queen of Cups is therefore concerned with matters of the heart. It signals acceptance and rich empathy and understanding of the nature of things. To feel your inherent empathy with your fellow creatures, to be emotionally intelligent, and to be fully expressed, unashamed of what your imagination is capable of conjuring. There is much to be gained from listening deeply within, giving credence to the dreaming world, and being a bridge between the two. Very Moon in Pisces, being a bridge between like dream realms and the quote real world. And with Scorpio, Sun and Mercury retrograde Scorpio, a lot of watery energy, a lot of energy of coming in through the psychic, the feels. Queen of Cups coming in hard. So this is the watery part of water, open to sensuality, seeker of desires and potent pleasures, rich empathy, creativity, and understanding. It actually snowed many inches, probably more than a foot. So I'm even covered in water. It's frozen state, but right now there's a lot of water going on in my world. So hopefully this makes sense on this moon day, this psychic kind of vibes, watery. The moon dictates, tides and stuff. Moon day. I'm kind of rambling. Daylight savings has happened already in Europe, but not here. So my podcast has been off by an hour, which was kind of problematic. And my talks with my fiance have been, it's been not that it shouldn't be that hard for me to get my head around like an hour difference this way or that, but it's going to change again in a week, I guess. So I'm all discombobulated. So pardon my flusteredness. So we got the Queen of Cups as the card. The clarifier is going to be love. Very Pisces moon. And even like sexual love, very scorpionic. Like coitus, making love. But Pisces is about the romantic, the spiritual side of love, right? This is number 12. Let me find it. Love. Love, infatuation, love for self, confidence, love for life, expansion. Key phrase is experiencing love in all its forms. Love is multifaceted. Your love will shape you or break you. A past love re-enters your life, a love that deserves a second chance. Is it love or infatuation? How do you feel about yourself? Honor your body as a temple. Stop making comparisons. Make time to love and nurture yourself. Love and enjoy your uniqueness. Do what makes your heart sing. Open your heart to new loves. Meaning, the fourth reason for being is to experience love in all of its forms, from codependent and need-based love to big, unconditional, universal love, and to understand that love comes in many different forms and guises. Very Pisces moon. It's like, what's not love? Oh my gosh, let's float through the dream of love. There is the innocent, trusting love that a child has for a parent, and the unconditional love a parent has for a child. There's the love one has for self, and the love one has for others. There's the love we feel when we do things we love, and the love we feel when others appreciate what we do. There is our love for family, love for community, love for nature, love for the gods we choose to worship, whether these gods be born of science or religion, or the humans we choose to idolize. There's sexual love, platonic love, playful, affectionate love, selfless love, crazy love, and more. Cue Beyonce. Crazy in love. We are here to learn that love is as multifaceted as we are, and that love is neither intrinsically good or bad. Love is a cosmic force that will shape us or break us, depending on how we choose to experience it. And just as we have a choice in what we experience, we have a choice in how we perceive and experience love. When the love card appears in the present position, which is where I place it, it speaks of the important role of self-love plays in our day-to-day lives. How you feel about yourself in the present will shape your relationships with both yourself and others. It can either motivate or prevent you from following your dreams and nurturing your passions. It will influence all that you endeavor. The presence of love card in this position asks, how do you feel about yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you like the person staring back at you? Or do your eyes slide away as quick as possible? What are the words that whisper in your mind as your eyes meet, if they meet at all? If you cannot look yourself in the eyes and like what you see, do you then seek what you cannot give to yourself from others? Do you try to hide your own lack of self-love by being loving and nurturing to others? If so, why do you feel unworthy? When are you the most worthy person when you are the most worthy person of them all? Have you allowed society and media to instill a belief that you are ugly simply because your appearance does not fit with their natural and often manipulated idea of what beauty is? And with the moon in Pisces, we can be very delusional about what beauty is. Scorpio is like intense and it's like, I want to get things right emotionally, get to the truth psychologically. Who am I? And this is kind of like, am I dreaming somebody else's dream about myself? The love card asks you to see that you are a divine and beautiful being, a living artwork that tells a unique and amazing story. To love yourself is not narcissism or an act of conceit. It is love, and with this love comes the confidence to push aside unreasonable fears and doubts, and the ability to silence the negative self-talk that tells you that you must not, cannot, should not, simply because you are afraid of or believe yourself unworthy. To work with this energy of self-love, take a moment to write a list of all that you like about yourself, all that is working for you. Take pride in what's working for you. Nurture and expand that. Make time to do things that you enjoy and things that make you feel good about yourself. Honor your body as the temple it is. It does not matter what size or shape you are, whether you are overweight, muscular, or somewhere in between. Give your body whole and natural foods. Make time every day to move, to breathe. Focus your breathing, expanding your lungs, filling them with life-giving oxygen. Remember, we are all unique, so there is never a need to compare yourself to others or to measure your worth by your perception of others. We are all different. We are not meant to be the same. While the media presents an ideal of what is beautiful, more often than not, that ideal is not reality. It is manipulated and false, but you are real. Love that you are real. Enjoy that you are real. When the love card appears in this present position, you are being asked to make the time to love yourself every day. Be kind to yourself. Be good to yourself. Know that you are divine and you are not only worthy of love, but you are loved. Interesting card. Like I said, Pisces moon, all very lovey-dovey, and like what are delusions and illusions given self-love, other love. And with the Queen of Cups as the card, we're being asked to be sensual and fully embracing. See her legs being like, come on in, or whatever. Do that to yourself. Allow yourself to be open to yourself. Allow yourself to be immersed in the waters of your own self-care, your nurturance, your acceptance, even your fears. Scorpio can be very, with the Sun in Scorpio and Mercury in retro in Scorpio, can be very exacting and overly critical and maybe even fearful. And we have to get out of a fear of who we are and get into a place of full acceptance. That's just where we're at as a collective. I mean, if we loved ourselves, we wouldn't be worried about other people's opinions. We wouldn't be worried about who's president or not, that kind of stuff at a level. We would be dancing the dream a little differently. So let's work on loving ourselves today, right? Queen of Cups, opening yourself up to the full fluidity of acceptance, creativity, passion, even sensuality, embodiment, right? In a beautiful way. Take a bath today, right? And love, like how, there's many forms of love, from friendly love to familial love to erotic love to self-love to love of spirit and spirituality. I think these are all kinds of love. What's not love? In a weird way, it's all love, and it's just levels and kind of distortions therein. Like from 100% pure love and it's okay to 0% love and it's hate, if you want to put it that way, or indifference is sometimes like, oh my God, you guys can't make this shit up. Unconditional love, right? Arcturus coming on. What a Pisces moon day. We've got love on the mind and love for ourselves, love for each other. Love, 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 unconditional love. Can't make this shit up. Arcturus, unconditional love, parallel timeline number 7. What is unconditional love? Human words cannot adequately define it, as its true nature lies beyond human limitations. However, imagine being seen by the universe for who you are, the darkness and the light, and being infinitely loved no matter what. The Arcturus energy is in total balance and loves and supports humanity in this way. It embraces our light and dark sides totally. Now it is the time to ask yourself these questions. Am I capable of giving unconditional love? Am I capable of receiving it fully? If the answer is no, find out why not. Those answers will reveal your next spiritual lesson. With so much water, the sun and moon in water, Scorpio and Pisces respectively, love is the name of the game. Love card coming up. Self-love, right, is what we're talking about in Arcturus. And the Queen of Cups is a loving person. She's creative and loving and caring and sensual. She's open to love, giving it and receiving it, right? So I'll just keep going with the Arcturus card. Love is definitely what's happening today in the cards. The Arcturian consciousness is, but it's not just like, oh, I love this person. It's like, do you love yourself? Do you love your enemy? Do you love when good things happen to you? Do you love when, you see what I mean? It's like bigger than just like romantic love, even though it includes that. The Arcturian consciousness is profoundly connected with Earth and has assisted in her development since the planet's inception. Within the card deck now, the Arcturian consciousness represents another phase of fragmentation. Consciousness has not yet manifested as physical and still expresses itself in groups, but this fragmentation plays a very specific role for humans and other young planetary species who still struggle with polarity and a dualistic reality. That's kind of where we're at. We're struggling with polarity. When we really awaken, I was just reading a Gene Key today, I think 51. I was talking about, awakeness, and it's like everybody's asleep, and if you're just comparing paths and saying, oh, they're good and they're bad and all that stuff, you're asleep. If you're trying to be woke, you're asleep. But when you're awake fully, you realize it's all love. You can't get away from it. It's all good. It's all a joy, and you stop striving and struggling, and you don't see the polarity anymore. You get to the unity, but we're not there yet, clearly. This card specifically works with the issues of unconditional love, right? Once again, love as the clarifier, but unconditional love, Queen of Cups. She's watery part of water. She's unconditionally loving. She's going to nurture you whether you deserve it or not. She's going to nurture herself whether she's had a good day or a bad day. This is ultimately the universe loves itself unconditionally, but those words actually do not express the pure essence of the idea. Since you are part of the universe, it stands to reason that you, in your true state, love yourself unconditionally too. But once we incarnate as humans, we struggle with acceptance and or giving this love, and instead close ourselves off, not only from the universe, but from ourselves as well. We build up walls. The shadow of Scorpio, where the Sun and Mercury are, is to isolate, to build up walls, to segregate, to distance, and to hide, essentially, right? And that is part of the journey of learning there's beauty in that at some level, sure, but like we got to get over that. We got to get over our fear of ourselves and unconditional love, the fear of others. But since we have incarnated as humans, we struggle with acceptance and we struggle with giving this love, and instead close ourselves off not only from the universe but from ourselves as well. If this card comes up in your reading, it's encouraging you to work with this idea of unconditional love, whether it's self-love or self-acceptance or loving others. And everybody's kind of fucked up on one thing. Some people love themselves and like, my shit doesn't stink, and then they can't be compassionate to other people. Or some people are like, I'm a mess, but I'll do nice things for you, and oh my gosh, let me help you. And it's like people pleasing. It's like, it's got to come both ways, right? We got to be loving ourselves and each other. Love our enemy as ourselves is the whole point. Unconditional love. This is one of those spiritual roadblocks, in a sense. We cannot progress in our development if this issue is not addressed and healed. More than any other star energy, the Arcturus energy works with every single human being. Remember, we are all these star energies. They're simply expressing aspects of ourselves within the hologram of creation. So you're everything. You're a reptilian. You're a fucking Pleiadian. You're an Arcturus. You got aspects of this. Don't think you don't. Like, you're part of the whole creation holographically. This is proven quantumly. It's like we're entangled at a distance, non-local quantum entanglement, or whatever they call that. So this is the mother spirit, right? Where she's like, yo, I love you, I create you, I birth you, I love you no matter what. You can make mistakes, you can come rest your head on my bosom. Let's have fun, let's be sensual, let's be creative, right? Let's be love. With the Sun in Scorpio and the Moon in Pisces, it's about taking the illusions of love and being practical with them, psychologically discerning, but at the same time not being so cut off and isolated, Scorpio Sun, Mercury in Scorpio retrograde, where we're preventing ourselves from healing because of our lack of self-love or our lack of willingness to be loved or love ourselves. We have to open up, like her legs kind of, and say, come on in. It's receptive energy, right? Queen of Cups, creatively receptive, loving, energetic receptivity. Love. Coming in as the clarifier. Can't make this shit up. Unconditional love. I wish I was stacking these cards. I would feel less... It's like, hey, I can't make this shit up. The cards are screaming this today. We all know where it's at. I think you see what I'm saying. Can't make this shit up. This is why I like pulling cards, because it's like, yo, I'm tapping in. We got release. So are we holding on to fears and self-doubts? She's releasing her energy. I mean, like, look, to open her legs like that is a very release. It's very open, right? There's a release of like self-awareness even. To be loving at the highest degrees, you can't hold on to your ego. You can't be like, well, they're mean and I deserve this. You can't play that game. I mean, Jesus Christ got nailed to a fucking piece of wood, whether you believe in this story or not, because of unconditional love. He's like, they don't know what they're doing. Oh my God, right? That's the point. There was unconditional loving of the enemies. It's like, hey, Judas, it's all good. I unconditionally love you. Do what you got to do. Right? That kind of story. But release, ultimately, release from what? The distortions, the illusions, Pisces moon, the dream. Maybe we're dreaming ourselves into an ego state where we're like self-righteous and self-justified and self-oriented. And that serves a role. It's in a duality. It's like self and other, but it's all one thing. We have to release our preconceptions of what is to a degree, which can be very challenging. Not to those who are awake, and I'm not even saying I am woke like that. But to anybody who's fully awake, like illumined city mode, like they're not fucking freaking out over the little stuff. They're just like, all is one and one is all, and here we go on the dream. Like they get it. They release themselves into the dream. Pisces moon. For deeper actualization of becoming who they spiritually are. The magic, right? The deep magic, according to Narnia. Scorpio sun. Transform. How do you transform? Through release. If you hold on to one stage, you won't transform. It's all about alchemy. And if you hold on tight and never let go, you won't love. You got to open up like she's doing. And what do you and the fear is the ego telling you, hey, if you do that, you'll lose. It's like, you don't lose, you only get more. Love begets love. Unconditional love makes everything so much sweeter. Trust me on that one. Release, though. Jaguar. That's the spirit hood I have. Jaguar. I was wearing it yesterday because it snowed here in Colorado. Release. Release what you no longer need. I just released cannabis out of my life. I'm never going to smoke again. It's just like an official thing. I have no judgment on anybody else who does it, but to unconditionally love myself, I have to release that out of my life. I've grown and smoked for more than half my life, and it's not getting me where I need to go. So I'm releasing it, right? Take action to move something from ideas world into the physical. Pisces moon. It's dreamy. It's disconnected. It's in its own mind. It's in its own fantasies. How do you take that fantasy and practically actualize it? Venus in Virgo. How do you make this thing real? Let go of the old and stale and choose renewal. Wash away the negative aspects of the past. Surrender it all and embrace the new. Wash away the negative aspects of the past. Queen of Cups. Wash it away. Baptize yourself and release and open yourself up to the new. To what? Unconditional love coming through the universe. The universe wants to give you everything you could ever need. What we want maybe isn't what we need, right? And we have to submit to love, which isn't always just like, rainbows and butterfly kisses or whatever. It's like unconditional love can look very stern. Unconditional love can be very difficult, right? Disciplining a child. I don't have a child. Or disciplining yourself, where it's like, hey, I love myself, so I'm not just going to eat 10 cheesecakes. Like, loving yourself, if you really love yourself, you're not going to be delusional like that Pisces moon and just be like, I could eat whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. It's like, that's not love. That's a delusion, Pisces moon. So release. Wash away the negative aspects of the past. Let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Surrender it all and embrace the new, because the new is the present moment, and that's all that exists, continually ever coming in. Don't be, make peace with your past. Make love, if you want to put it that way, to your past and say, I accept it unconditionally, and I accept my future unconditionally, and I open myself to the potentials of the creative now. I'm here to create. I'm here to be creative and passionate and sensual. Watery part of water, the Queen of Cups. The mythos, Ixchel, the fierce jaguar goddess of the ancient Mayan culture, was the goddess of midwifery, fertility, earth, rain, and the sacred sweat bath. More water, sweat bath, which we'll get into in the pregnancy here. Widely honored, her cult extended at one time as far as south off the islands of the East Yucatan Peninsula. It was she who women turned to at the time of birthing. And she's probably not having a baby, but she looks like she could be birthing something, right? At birthing time, the woman was oiled and flowers put into her hair. The sweat bath, solid and womb-shaped, was prepared and the rainwater barrels gathered ready for the purging steam. Water, water, water. Scorpio sun, Pisces moon. Prayers to Ixchel and her jaguar form were offered. The woman would enter the sweat bath for some days until her labor began. This is on page 42. She heard songs of her ancestors, of the tribe, of the gods, and especially of Ixchel, as it was she who granted and would aid at the birth. Song as Neptunian. Venus, higher octave, is Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. The moon is a Neptune ruled sign, Pisces. The moon is in Pisces. So it's like singing songs during what? A transformational ritual of birthing. Like, talk about Scorpio sun as fuck. It's like, I'm going to have a baby now. That's very Cancerian at a level, but at the same time, it's like the process of like, I'm going to rip open and bleed, and oh my God, there's going to be a crying little thing out here now. Like, that's very scorpionic, very transformative, very powerful. But we're singing songs, yay, of the tribe, of Ixchel, all this stuff. That's very Pisces moon. Let's sing incantations. Stories were told to fill the spirit of the woman's baby and make it strong and healthy. That's so Pisces moon. We're going to tell stories to fill its spirit, emotional, dream. And not that it's false, but it's just like, idealistic. She would begin in her labor and sweat for release. She would then leave the sweat bath and give birth outside. Offerings were made to the jaguar goddess to celebrate the birth, and the mother would re-enter the steam bath to purge herself of the afterbirth and of any toxins in her body. Once again, using the water to loosen up, coming out, have the baby, coming back in, cleaning up. Water, water, water. Scorpio sun, Pisces moon. She would leave the sweat bath a mother, no longer a maiden, one day to become a grandmother. It's the circle of womanhood, or whatever. Very Scorpio, very transformational. See what I'm getting at here? The animal. If there's one word you can describe this particular member of the genus Panthera, it is powerful. Just said powerful. Scorpio, right? Jaguars are built powerfully, emphasizing their strength right down to their bones. They are stocky and low-slung, with robust legs that can leap on and crush their prey. They are adept at swimming and can crawl silently through the thick jungle. Their jaws are particularly well developed, and comparative bite force studies show that they possess the greatest force above clouded leopards, tigers, and lions. Oh my. This enables them to literally pulverize the biggest bones of their prey. And it's funny because the thing that's coming to mind is the way her legs are positioned in this Queen of Cups. It reminds me a little of it in James Bond GoldenEye, where there's like a Russian chick who would like crush you with her legs. It said like, oh, she could pulverize with her jaws, the jaguar, but her legs could pulverize too, maybe. You see where my head is at, Gemini life. Jaguars are typically spotted but come in melanistic variations of black panthers. These particular panthers are only found in South America, whereas the pattern-coated jaguar are found right across Central North America, Mexico, and South America, including the Amazon. African and Asian panthers are leopards. The more you know. Da-da-da-da. The jaguar is the apex predator in most of its habitat, yet is threatened by habitat loss and killing by humans. The magic. Here's what the Pisces moon and the Scorpio sun want us to be focusing on. Magic. Call upon the releasing powers of the jaguar woman Ixchel when you're ready to let go of something. Whether it is an excess of something, a bad habit, like I just said, I'm changing my habits, a disease, or old patterns, Ixchel is a powerful discharging force. For those who are getting ready for birth, she's a wise guide and will assist you to have an easier birth. We're all being birthed right now into love, by, through, and for love. So just think that you're midwifing yourself, and you can call upon this kind of power to love yourself fully through the process of birthing. Symbology: sweat bath, upturned water jug, woman with jaguar ears, steam. Status is their status of jaguars is threatened. So we've got to be a little more careful about our animal friends. They're beautiful, but you can't make up this shit. Release. I mean, look, there's a woman with her legs spread. There's a woman with her legs spread. I mean, do you see this? All these resonators. What's this watery Queen of Cups? What is it showing us? Unconditional love and release. Release into what? Love. The distortions, the ego, the pain, the suffering, all this like holding on and defending, Scorpio sun, that's a way of trying to deal with distortions of love. If we just let go and accept and flow, which is very Pisces moon, very hippie, you will find yourself in a much better situation ultimately, because you're in the situation no matter what, and it's how you react. Are you writhing against the changes? Are you combative? Are you gnashing your teeth in a hell? Or are you at peace with things and say, this is exactly where it should be? There's almost a disassociativeness that comes with that, like a peace beyond understanding. You can't come to a mental, logical place because there's always reasons in the monkey mind to like freak out about things. Oh my God, the election. Oh my God, my money. Oh my God, my relationship. Oh my God, my habits. Oh my God, my body. Oh my God, like we can freak out about these things, but we have to just go breathe and release and go, it's all good. Everything is exactly where it needs to be at the present moment, which is all that it fucking exists. We've got Gilbert and George getting real intimate with their fingers in each other's mouths. Awkward turtle. So, Gilbert and George. What advice do we have from these two fellows? Gilbert Proch and George Passmore have waved the banner Art for All since their collaborative debut in 1967, with works addressing sex, religion, politics, and social taboos through an aesthetic of sometimes hallucinatory pop. Very Pisces moon. It's like, this is some weird, trippy, dreamy shit, guys. And it's talking about taboos, right? And sex and religion, all that, and politics, all the stuff that's intense. Scorpio sun, Mercury in retrograde Scorpio. Early works include Living Sculpture, in which Gilbert and George painted themselves metallic and walked London streets. Today, they're known for large, grid-like paintings and are identified both by their trademark tailored suits and their birthday suits. They're often the nude subjects of their work. That's very Queen of Cups. It's like, I'm going to be naked if I want. I'm going to walk around naked. Scorpio sun. I'll be who cares if I'm naked? Gilbert and George have described their influences as everything from humanity to universal suffering. That sounds like some Scorpio sun and Pisces moon shit. It's like universal human suffering. It's like, oh my gosh, you empath. You water tribe, you. So, the advice we're getting from George and Gilbert here are, your work should not be selfish. We are all part of the great transmutation of being. That's what incarnation is. We have to open ourselves up to the creative potential, the love, the unconditional love and unconditional love. Whoa, unconditional love. Like so, unconditional love of all that is. It's all good. And we have to kind of open to that. Our work shouldn't be selfish. We shouldn't be putting up walls and defending our positions with ego. We should just take a deep breath and be like, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Right? That's kind of where it is. And how do we let it be? Queen of Cups is walking us into that place through love, through acceptance, through creativity, through sensuality. Love your body. Don't be looking at fucking 17 magazine and saying, why don't I have these abs? Why aren't my lips like this? It's like, whatever. You are who you are. Love and accept yourself. Open yourself up to yourself. Open yourself up as a facet of the universe to experiencing the universe as itself. It's beautiful, right? Love. Open yourself to it. Release ego. Release attachments. Release delusions. Pisces moon. Release fear. Scorpio sun. Release conditions. Be unconditional. That's so hard. That's why Christianity ain't easy. Everyone's like, oh, it's a great teaching and stuff. It's like, who really loves their enemy as themselves? Not very many people. That's why we have fucking terrorist squads and multiple parties of systems who demonize each other politically, or, men are the devil, we're feminists, or women are crazy, oh my gosh, or whatever the division is. I'm not saying I even agree with those positions, but your work should not be selfish, and your life is your work. Open yourself up to being creative and fully embodying love. You can't go wrong with love. If you're really being loving, like you will do the right thing always, right? Unconditional love leads the way. It gets you to not be selfish. It gets yourself to be involved as a self with other selves in the great dream, right? You release the ego and you fall more deeply into the dream. Pisces moon, wet dream right there. We're like, oh, all is one. Yes. There's no getting around it. I am you. Namaste. So what we've got today as the stone is malachite. This is some straight up Scorpio sun, Pisces moon looking shit. Like, look how watery that looks. For a rock, that's about as watery as you can get it. It looks like the tides of an ocean. Malachite, what it is, with its trademark acid trip swirls, Pisces moon, money green malachite is an electrifying mesmerizer with a high copper content, always good for moving energy and making things happen. Who needs it? The overflowing in creativity but lacking in follow-through. The all business, all the time set. Where to put it, if you're trading cryptocurrency, writing television pilots, or starting up the next tech giant, try some malachite in your workspace. When to use it? When the concrete jungle, which Ixchel is the jaguar goddess of the jungle, right? When the concrete jungle has you disconnected from the earth beneath it. When you've just got to have money, the power, and all the glory, come at it with a heart-forward, sustainable energy, courtesy of malachite. Claim your success. What are we claiming? What is she stepping into her power of? Claiming her womanly success, her sassy-ass queendom, Queen of Cups. Like, how is she coming at it? With love. She's claiming it for love. Right? She's claiming it unconditionally. She's claiming it in order to not be selfish, ultimately. She's being her full, embodied, powerful, loving self in order to release the ego, not be selfish in just a distorted kind of way, like, the shadow of Scorpio, where the sun is, and claiming our success, claiming our power, claiming our ability to dream better in the dream. That's what we're here for. That's what we're doing. And we're all doing it. All right, so I'm going to play a song. Actually, I told Haley I was going to play her song, and this is what kind of came to mind. Let me see if what's going on. I think... All right, it's a song by Fish, Watery, right there, right? And their lead guitarist was an opiate addict at one point. There's some Scorpio addiction, Pisces addiction stuff. So, it's called Waste. And it's very dreamy. It's about love. I mean, it's basically a love song, so hopefully you enjoy this. Gotta hear myself a little. Wanna be an actor, pretending on the stage. Don't wanna be a writer, with my thoughts out on a page. Don't wanna be a painter, 'cause everyone comes to look. Don't wanna be anything, where my life's an open book. A dream, it's true. but I'd see it through. If I could be wasting my time with you. Don't wanna be a farmer working in the sun. Don't wanna be an outlaw always on the run. Don't wanna be a climber reaching for the top. Don't wanna be anything where I don't know when to stop. I dream it's true, but I'd see it through. If I could be wasting my time with you. Oh gosh, these are chords. So if I'm inside your head, don't believe what you might have read. You'll see what I might have read. To hear it, come waste your time with me. Come waste your time with me. So if I'm inside your head, don't believe what you might have read. Oh God, I screwed up these chords. Don't believe, there we go, what you might have read. You'll see what I might have read. To hear it, come waste your time with me. Come waste your time with me. Come waste your time with me. Or something. There was actually a few lyrics that popped out. The first verse was like, I don't want to be on stage. I don't want people to see what I'm doing. Very Scorpio sun. Where it's like, I want to be hidden, right? And then it's like, I want you to know the truth and not just read it, right? So it's like, don't be delusional. Don't just like hear the hearsay of others, right? Queen of Cups. We're able to be fully present in the dream, you know? Come waste your time with me, right? Come be creative with me. Come love with me. Come be. All it is love. Come be with me. Come love, right? At some level. Unconditionally, hopefully, is where we're kind of coming with that. We need to not be selfish, right? It says your work should not be selfish. Imagine the universe has your back at all times. And you don't have to actually fight for anything, right? We don't have to resist anything. We can just open ourselves to it. Open ourselves to the love that exists around us always and is never there. It's our ignorance to that fact, which Jesus bemoaned on the cross, which Buddha says is this, suffering is why? Because of ignorance. Because unconditional love is all there is, right? So try not to make your life selfish. You don't even have to. That's a trip that you can go on and learn that it doesn't really satisfy you. You can just release and say, I release my selfishness. The universe has my fucking back. Anything that needs to happen will happen. Even the choices might be illusions, Pisces moon, right? And these power plays we play, Scorpio sun, is like, that's just an ego trip. Let it go. Release it. Ixchel, right? If the woman wants to hold on to the baby and it's like, it's time to go. It's like, the baby comes whether she wants it to or not. We're going to die to ourselves in this lifetime or on our deathbeds. Like that ego is going to be silenced. Psychedelics, meditation, loving unconditionally, practices of love, from Christianity to Ram Dass, like all these things incorporate the ability to release the self and stop being selfish into what? A state of bliss, unconditional love, openness, acceptance, love, harmony, pace, balance, understanding, all these things, fruits of the spirit, right? Creatively, passionately, sensuously, open to claiming success. And we have to know that with Malachite, we can claim our success by what? Releasing our ideas of success and power. Know that the universe has everything in store. This is a presupposition, but you could choose to believe it or not, and it's a lot harder not to believe it. Everything is exactly as it should be always. And you just have to tune yourself to what is the lesson and how can I alchemize through it. That's just the name of the game. Hopefully that makes sense. No podcast today. We had a great one with Thea yesterday, my West Hollywood friend. She's cool as fuck. Check that out. I'll post that in the comments, like a link to that. There was some miscommunication or something with Christopher Witecki, so I've got to figure that out. But it is a Mercury retrograde, so no shit Sherlock on that front. Hit me up for readings. I love giving them. Hit me up, for card readings, which are, 30 minutes to an hour of kind of going over whatever topic or whatever comes up in the cards, or astrology chart readings, 2 to 4 hours. I've had 4-hour readings. Reasonably priced, 5-star rated. No one's walking away disappointed. Let's put it that way. Guys, open yourself up to life fully. Enjoy the wetness of the dream, the love that is all around us. There's nothing that's not love. It's unconditional. It's by, through, and for love. It's all grace. It's all beautiful. Stop tripping on yourself. We're selves feeling each other out. Like, here's our higher selves being like, oh my gosh, there's my avatar. And they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, oh my gosh, the one and the all in the one. Here it is. Yeehaw. Release your inhibitions and submit to the dream, because it's going to make you submit upon death anyway. That's why you can prepare for it. You could, somebody, I think a Tibetan Buddhist or somebody was like, all of life is a preparation for death. Like, we have to release more and more, love more and more, accept more and more. And that is how we claim our success, Malachite. It's our, it is finished, as Jesus would say. It's like, the battle is won, and we're just fighting it, and we're in these skirmishes of ego and distorted perspectives, and we have to kind of release that, breathe, accept, and enjoy the fucking ride. Loving ourselves, loving others, loving the highs, the lows, the scary points, the shocks, loving the beauty, loving the ugly. Like, oh my gosh, love it all. Just be like, wow, we chose to be here to experience this. What a privilege. I love it, and it loves me. Hopefully that makes sense. Have a good day. Holler if you want a reading, and enjoy your moon day.